Fattah al-Sisi. We have the pleasure to have this phone with Mr. Amr Abdurrahman, the writer and political analyst. Good afternoon, sir.
Well, good afternoon to you and hello to the dear viewers.
Thank you so much. Well, Mr. Abdurrahman, the participation of Egypt as the guest of honor with the participation of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the importance of this attendance during the conference.
Well, I believe that Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's today's speeches in this very important and significant summit led by our brother in the Arabhood, the UAE. I believe it has announced too many important statements regarding the strong ties that connect the Egyptian nation and its leader, Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and our neighbors and brothers in the Emirates country. I believe that this kind of relations should be set as an example for the whole Arabic connections and the whole Arabic relations regarding and stressing the importance of brotherhood, the Arabic brotherhood, and even standing shoulder to shoulder along the way. We are facing a new era. This is a new age you are going through. We need to stand up together, shoulder to shoulder, hand by hand, to face the new challenges, to walk on and march, taking the lead of our own decisions in a very stormy atmosphere, economically, politically, all around the world. I believe that the Egyptian participation today in the World Government Summit is a significant step in this year, and as a beginning of a new era and a new world revolution.
Yes. So, Mr. Abdurrahman, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi made an analyst response and delivered statements during the conference. The President said, yes, please.
Please go on.
Yes, your comment on the President's speech before the conference.
All right. I believe that today's summit, Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has expressed the Egyptian vision on how to see the new economical arena with cooperation with our associates, especially in Gulf cities, especially in the Arabic region. I believe we need to remember now that we are living now what's called the fourth generation, the fourth revolution, the fourth world revolution. The first industrial revolution has produced the system engine, starting the era of mechanization of production. The second industrial revolution with discovery of electric power as the engine of large-scale production. The third revolution to usher the era of electronic and information technology. And now we are witnessing the fourth industrial revolution and technology as a technology in the most significant technology phase. The fourth revolution with the integration of various technologies that dominate networks and by the removal of the boundaries between the physical world and the digital world, or what they call it, the metaverse, or the hypothetical world. Through those steps of revolution that's accelerating in the most serious way, Egypt has to take its place under the sun. Should not be isolated from such events, from such changes in the world, but only to take only what's good for us, what is suitable for our own identity as an Egyptian nation, as an Arabic nation, as an African nation, and exclude whatsoever that do not suit our own measures, our own way of life, our own that the highest measures of civilization all over the world. We are rebuilding our own civilization, and it only can be built or based upon our own identity, our own way of seeing the universe and the relations with our countries as friends or associates. Mr. President Abdel Fattah has taken this example by talking about our own projects, like the new capital, like the new measures of governance in Egypt, how it made it easy for the investors, how it made it easy for working for capitals to run through our veins in the markets. We need to follow our own way of thinking in the way of dealing of the new measures in this world revolution economically.
Yes, Mr. Abdurrahman, also the President presented the model of the new cities and smart cities and said that Egypt have established more than 25 new smart cities, not only the new administrative capital, also in the field of health, the initiatives the presidential initiatives that was launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, hepatitis C or 100,000 health several initiatives, and the president also spoke about other fields like the sustainable development, like also the developmental model in general, also the infrastructure. The president spoke about the infrastructure that was made in Egypt, spoke about education, about sustainable development plan of Egypt's 2030. Could you give us your insight concerning this?
I believe that Egypt has made it even earlier by working as the slogan of this summit, exploring the future of governments. We should listen carefully what Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has mentioned when he said that after what happened in the past decade, Egypt was suffering a great challenges and a greater crisis that only Egypt, with the help of our brothers in the Arabic region, we managed to go on and get out of this hard times. Not only to make it right, not only to rebuild what was demolished, but to build the new era of Egypt by building the new Egypt, the new Misr, the new state, the new republic. As an example of this, we built the new cities, 25 new cities in this on this soil. We have established those cities on the highest majors. We're talking about majors of governance. We're talking about economic flexibility. We're talking about the laws that make it easier for investors to come in our market and invest under the umbrella of the government domination. that keeps our own independence of our own decision. This is a leading country that not only mend the wound of the nation, but has built and building and will build, God's willing, more and more and expand our own cities and building our own nation for generations to come.
Yes, sir. I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Mr. Amr Abdurrahman, the writer and the journalist. I thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.
Egypt opens up to the world. President Abdel al-Sisi meets with world leaders.
وأعبر لكم عن خالص الشكر والتقدير على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة.
Reaffirming Egypt's vision, delivering our voice abroad.
لتطوير التعاون الثنائي الاقتصادي والعسكري إلى مستويات غير مسبوقة.
Discussing regional and international developments. Solid and strong relations on the path of partnership and development.
Welcome back. While President Abdel al-Sisi has reiterated the country's rejection and condemnation of any Israeli measures to change the historical and legal status quo of the city of Jerusalem and its statistics. The president also underscored the importance of the Hashemite custodianship, referring to the Jordanian royal family's historical responsibility to maintain Islamic and Christian holy places in Jerusalem, including Al-Aqsa Mosque as a place of worship exclusively for Muslims. The details in the following report.
President Abdel al-Sisi reiterated the country's rejection and condemnation of any Israeli measures to change the historical and legal status quo of the city of Jerusalem. The president also underscored the importance of the Hashemite custodianship, referring to the Jordanian royal family's historical responsibility to maintain Islamic and Christian holy places in Jerusalem, including Al-Aqsa Mosque as a place of worship. The head of state's remarks came within his speech at the Arab League's Jerusalem Support Conference in Cairo on Sunday. The conference, which comes in the wake of the recent attacks by Israel on Jerusalem and its Islamic and Christian sites, is attended by Jordanian King Abdullah II and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, along with high-level representation from Arab, regional and international bodies. Sisi said the critical conditions facing the Palestinian cause jeopardize regional security and the concept of coexistence among the peoples of the region. They also obstruct the two-state solution and force the two parties and the entire Middle East to make tough and dangerous choices. The president referred to the continuation of unilateral measures and the violation of international legitimacy, including settlements, demolition of houses, forced displacement, confiscation of lands. Sisi also highlighted the international resolutions that protect the legal status of Jerusalem, including the UN Security Council's non-recognition of any changes to the 1967 borders, including with regard to Jerusalem, except for what is agreed upon through negotiations. Meanwhile, he called for the international community and peace partners not to give in to the current political stalemate and work together to implement the two-state solution and provide appropriate conditions for resuming the peace process between Palestine and Israel.
Well, Finance Minister Mohammed Maid said that Egypt, under its wise leadership, is moving steadily towards attaining green recovery. Also, Egypt Petroleum Show, Egypt's 2023, have kicked off Sunday in the presence of the President Abdel al-Sisi. The conference takes place from the 13th until the 15th of February. The details in the following report.
Egypt Petroleum Show kicked off Sunday in the presence of President Abdel el-Sisi. The exhibition takes place from February 13th to 15th at Egypt International Exhibition Center. It is held under the theme North Africa and the Mediterranean, supporting sustainable global energy supply and demand. The inauguration was attended by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq Al-Mullah, and a number of ministers and senior statesmen. The CEOs of the energy, oil and gas sector in the world participates in the conference in addition to a group of energy ministers, government representatives, high-ranking officials of the European Union, secretaries of major international energy organizations, business leaders, and investors in the energy sector to discuss the most important issues to support the progress of oil and gas sectors. The event started with a short documentary about the importance of the conference, especially after the world witnessed unprecedented fluctuations during 2022 with the global escalating need to secure energy sources. The documentary pointed out that during Egypt's hosting of the Climate Summit COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, a carbon reduction day was dedicated, during which the Egyptian petroleum sector's strategy was announced. During the conference, which is currently being held, there will be great opportunity to learn about how global economies have overcome the current geopolitical conditions, the challenges of inflation and stagnation, and how to develop the next generation of oil, gas, and energy systems.
Minister of Finance Mohammed Maid said that Egypt, under its wise leadership of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, is moving steadily towards attaining green recovery. The details in the following report.